when some women be like, "You're a pick me. You're giving pick me vibes." Y'all forget that men have options too. I mean, there are less of them and more of us. And being called a pick me isn't an insult, because at the end of the day, they do have the option to choose who they want as a partner. I can guarantee you he's not going to choose a toxic woman, someone who is confrontational, she nags, she's not nurturing, she's not feminine. He is going to pick someone else. So why is being picked by a man so bad? I mean, you get picked by your boss. You get picked when you go fill out an application. You get picked when you go apply for a loan. You get picked when you go to college. So at the end of the day, if you are a toxic woman, no man who is in his right state of mind will even consider picking you in the first place.
Oh my! So here we are. She's setting the record straight, Mr. Walker. Holy hell!
There you go. I agree. I agree 100%. And a shout out to the fellas that's been saying it more and more. You know, these women, she brought up work, job applications, stuff like that. Yeah, when it comes to your work, your job, y'all want to be submissive and y'all trying to get picked and y'all go. That's crazy. I've been wanting to say that this is an issue in households. I'm about to stir some issue up. Listen, ladies, if the only time your man hears you talking sweet and polite is when you're on the phone with folks at work and stuff, if you can sit there on the phone like yes, John, I'll get that report to you tonight, and then you hang up and you like, what you want, ninja? I'm telling you, I remember I was sitting there and my wife was on the phone talking, doing her thing, and the same voice she was talking on the phone, she turned around and used the same voice to me. And I was just sitting there because we're in this space, and I would bring it up. I'm like, Danny, this is crazy. I said, I'd be like, this is
And a lot of
crazy.
these women sometimes they'll come off the phone and they're like, turn the TV down, close the refrigerator. Who got something in the microwave? All right, so and it's an aggressive and it's a masculine position, and it's unfortunate.
There you go. Yeah, get chose. Y'all want to get choose for jobs, clubs. Get chose by your man. What's wrong with that?
That's what I've always said. Like, women used to drag me for filth on Kevin Samuel's comments, and they would call me all kinds of pick me's, but I'm like, don't you want to be picked? Like, when you go to get a job, you want to be picked for the job, you want to be picked for the cheerleading squad, you want to be picked for gymnastics team. Like, you just want to be picked. So I don't get it. I don't get why that's a bad thing, but it's like the worst thing since sliced bread to these women is that you would want to be chosen by a man.
You know what I think it is, Raquel? I think it's because they can't be that. So how to be a pick me, you gotta be vulnerable. You vulnerable as heck. You are choosing this man. And they gonna talk bad to you because they cannot display that level of vulnerability. And that's what it's hatred, if you ask me, and I know I'm right.
Yeah.
So what you got, brother Freddie?
What I'm saying is, and that's crazy, that you can see your wife or your girl, whoever, clock in, being on time at 8 o'clock, clock out at 5 o'clock, but when you ask her for something, you get a lot of pushback. When it comes to her boss, give me some coffee. He don't even gotta say please.
Right.
She on point. That's my biggest problem. We can see that you can be submissive. You just choose not to be that way with me. Who will protect you, fight for you, risk his life for you. But your boss, who can replace you with a 21-year-old and pay her less for doing the same job, yes sir, yes a master. That's crazy. I'm glad y'all brought that up. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like I said, I observed that, and I said, man, I know his brothers experiencing different. Like they laid on the phone being all cordial, polite, and sweet.
Yes.
And that's the only time they hear it. Like she go to work, she get all dolled up, then come home and get all homely. Like, come on, man. These is real things. Shout out to King Adams. Appreciate you, man. Say he's doing what serves him. Ain't that the era these broads rooting for these days? Or is it only one-sided? It's one-sided. Shout out to John Henry. Says wife characteristics: feminine, fit, friendly, fertile, cooperative, agreeable, discerning, discretion, nurturing, peace. That sounds beautiful.
That part.
Shout out to King Adams. Says they absolutely believe she is without fault. They can even name 3 legitimate faults on KG when asked, and they know she's gonna ask that question. They can't. Yeah.
And they all say the same thing. It's like they just copy each other's answers. It's like, really? Like, come on, girl. You know you messy. We can tell in the back of your house that you need to be more organized, but you're just going to say the same 3 things that the woman before said. Like, yeah.
Appreciate you, low key. Always coming through. Says Cat, they don't want no 5'6" ninja. No, they don't. Shout out to Steven James. Says, so what would happen if men said they want light skin and double D and no kids? You's a woman hater and you're zesty. Money. Appreciate you, low key. Says HQ timeout. You sound ridiculous. HQ. Shout out to Coffee Killer. Says we don't listen to women feminists 5'3" and under. Talking about HQ. Gotta be 5'4" HQ. Appreciate your Turf 2000. Says HQ doesn't have immigrant friends. 666 is Black USA. Okay. Appreciate you, John Henry. Says women will never be cold, broke, and lonely unless they choose to. But they can be cold, broke, and lonely based on how they choose to behave. Stop conflating, HQ. You're hiding behind inferences. Okay. Appreciate you, King Adams. Says read their minds while requiring a man that communicates is diabolical. Amen. Appreciate you, low key. Says keep her there. Double timeout. Shout out to Huddy. Says BS. What's that? BS women want men over 6 foot tall because they wear heels that make them taller than any man over 5'7". That's silly. Shout out to Coffee Killer. Says melanated women act like their high heels are glued to their feet. They ain't even on their feet for a quarter of the time they out with them. They take them off. Shout out to Divine. Says social media, churches, women pandering to broken women. No wonder they can't name 3 flaws and grow as individuals. Yes, they got democracy.
Here we go. I'll pull this next video up.